Hi, guys. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're watching from or listening from, actually, in the world. Welcome to my program, The Greater Impact Corner. This is a program where the issues of life are brought together with the matters of the heart by myself, FifiRich. I'm a makeup artist and inspirator. And if you're new here, please just subscribe, turn the bell on to know when I upload new videos. Feel free to share this stream with the next person who's definitely gonna need this. If you know, the Bible says we ought to guard our hearts with all diligence because out of them flow the issues of life. And so, a lot of the time, we find ourselves in trouble. We find ourselves having to deal with issues and challenges we may have gotten ourselves into unaware just by reason of being ignorant to how to really guard our hearts. And so we have to deal. It gives us homework. We find ourselves having to deal, but the kind of things that we find ourselves having to deal with as a result of not having been able to guard ourselves from the issues of life, from different matters of the heart. These are oftentimes the issues that are so painful and so difficult to deal with, let alone acknowledge that they exist. And so, you know something? You can't change what you can't acknowledge. For you to change something, for you to get with yourself and do your homework and start working on yourself, you have to acknowledge where there's a problem. And so that's really what the Greater Impact Corner is about. We're just here to help each other out with the key issues of inner healing for spirit, soul, and body. So you're welcome to the Greater Impact Corner. I think I'll be doing this on Saturdays from now, but if there's any changes, I'll let you know by the grace of God. So I thank God for this opportunity. I'm so blessed to be here. I pray that the Lord will take me through the hour. So yeah, guys, this is just a feedback on a video I've posted before, which was called Greater Impact Corner, the mindset I threw myself in the deep end. I wanted to start looking at the issues of the mindset, but I don't think I'd be doing myself or you any justice if I'm gonna talk about the mindset without first of all giving you feedback on my findings after the last video I posted with regards to the mindset here on the Greater Impact Corner. And it's been months since I did that video, so you can understand when I say I've had time to make some observations and to conclude some conclusions. And so if you look at that video, you can go watch it right after this. And if you can identify it and watch it, you'll see that I threw myself in the deep end. I was just talking about um how sometimes to develop mental strength and mental muscle, you have to dive right into a pool of multifunctionalism to do more at once and manage it all. However, despite everything that I had been doing, I mean, I was taking on a lot of things before now. I then got to a point where I got diagnosed with a mild depression and I had to sit with myself. I was dealing with a lot of things from traumatic experiences at the time, one traumatic experience after another. I'm not really going to say what it was right now. At least this is not why I'm here. So, one traumatic experience after another. I was dealing with content creation. I was dealing with work. I was dealing with my mentorship program, you know, and it was a lot. It was a lot and it was so heavy. I remember at some point I felt like my heart was literally bleeding from some of the traumas that I was, dealing with. It was crazy. I felt like my heart is literally bleeding. That I had a sore in my heart, and the pain of it seemed like something that was never going to go away. You know, I remember that I even told my mother at the time my mom was visiting me, and I told her. I didn't tell her why I was in that position, but I just remember narrating and saying to her, "Wa itse ke na le ntho mo pelong e botlhoko tota, ntho." So this is Setswana, and it means I was just telling her, something. I have a sore, a deep cut in my heart, an actual deep cut that is very excruciating. I feel pain, you know, the kind of pain where it was like I was pierced with something and my heart was literally bleeding. I told her, but I remember the words were not enough, and I cried a bit without being noticed. We were in transit going back home from town. So I had to get with myself after a therapist diagnosed me with mild depression. I decided I'm just gonna get with a psychologist to try and see what's really going on. And so I got diagnosed with mild depression, for which I felt like at least this is a mild depression. I was thanking God not because I was diagnosed with a mild depression, but because it could have been worse. I saw that in order to recover mentally, especially because I had already been having a lot of mental challenges prior to this diagnosis. I had to cut down on a lot of work I did. I started exiting some groups where I do mentorship work and other voluntary work, telling them that I gotta take care of myself. I intentionally studied my life at the time. Hello, watcher. I intentionally studied my life, at the time, and I looked at it and I tried to uh, see where I needed to make adjustments to my schedule so that I have more free time for my recovery. So I stepped down from positions like cohort leader role for the girls mentorship program that I'm involved in my country. I had to literally tone down on all my activities. I saw that I love to serve, but that I can't do everything at once. It will kill me. It was just draining me. And so I am back to say that, well, I discovered from my own experiences with throwing myself in the deep end that it's better to establish one project or goal, finish it, start the next, finish it, start the next, and finish it. Alternatively, instead of taking on too much at once, I may establish a goal, and once it's running, I delegate tasks. Establish another goal. Once it's running, I delegate tasks. Just like that. And if I can't afford to delegate tasks, like maybe hire a PA, I may get volunteers. But if I can't get people to volunteer, then what I manage at the same time should be only what I can bear mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually as well. It's very unhealthy to take on too much at once. And I saw this for myself. And this is what I also realized, the concept of focus FOCUS finally made sense. Focus means follow one course until successful. Now, this is the mindset that I have. I want to follow one course until I'm successful. And I'm seeing progress in my work, even in my content creation career, because you guys must know that I do content creation across different platforms. It's not just YouTube, but there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's WhatsApp also, because I do some things on my status, makeup, inspiration, different programs online. And so once I decided that I'm going to start just focusing, I realized that my content creation career, especially on YouTube, started to thrive and I started seeing progress. I find I am very organized. I'm not so preoccupied and under unnecessary pressure. I find I have more time to rest, to pray, to work out, and to love. Loving people is my primary function. And when I can do this, this is fulfillment. This is empowerment. And so I just want to give you homework tonight to say that oftentimes the issues of life, the things we've been exposed to, the things we've experienced in the past, especially when we were children, these are the things that mold our minds. These are the things that give us either a negative education or a positive education. We develop mentalities and mindsets based on our exposures and experiences from a young age. And so I just want to challenge you to say, take your own uh, experiences, make a reflection from a young age until now, and ask yourself what kind of education has been birthed in your life and in your mind by your past experiences, by your past exposures. Try to get with yourself and see if this may have birthed negative education or positive. If it's positive, it's okay. But if it's negative and you are graced to identify it, then it means that you have the potential to do something about it. You really do. The problem is denial. The problem is when we refuse to acknowledge the truth that we may have problems. We may have things that are unresolved from the past. Hi, World Nature Hub. Thank you for coming, my lady. I'm doing the Greater Impact Corner where we deal with the matters of the heart and the issues of life, you know. And so I'm just giving everybody here homework tonight. Yeah, take your experiences and exposures from a young age until now. Ask yourself what kind of education has been birthed in your life and mind. Is it a positive education? If it's positive, then cool. Or is it a negative education? If it's negative, we gotta do something about that because problems that should be resolved that are just left, they never go away on their own. Oftentimes we assume that leaving a problem will cause it to go away on its own, but that's not how it works. So my name is FifiRich. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. Thank you, World Nature Hub, for coming, my sister. But I've come to the end of the segment. I really wasn't here for a long time. I thought I'd go to 1 hour, but I just said what I had to say. I said what I had to say. So I'll see you on the flip side. Please keep coming, keep supporting. Thank you so much. Have a good evening, guys. Love you all.